the brain testified at Fuller's trial.
Had he not been taking steroids, that the crime that he was accused of would probably never have happened.
Experts say as many as 6% of high schoolers are now using steroids, some as young as the 5th grade. Most shocking of all, those in the study who haven't even reached their 13th birthday say they're using too.
So yes, it's a dangerous thing to do to your body.
Dr. Lyle McKaylee, director of sports medicine at Boston's Children's Hospital, calls steroid use among teens rampant.
The student stood up and said that in his high school team on the South Shore of Boston last year, 17 of the 22 kids were taking anabolic steroids.
Even though they can make teens more masculine and pack on the muscle, steroids cause liver problems, high blood pressure, acne, and psychological issues, often leading to fits of roid rage. Dr. McKaylee blames those coaches who turn a blind eye to the problem. Not Tom Lamb, athletic director at Natick High School, who says in all his years, not one student has ever asked him about using steroids.
So they want to be at the top of their game. What do you tell your kids?
Well, we tell them that the way to do it is to work out the honest American way. It certainly works, absolutely.
But therein lies the problem. So do the steroids. Lieutenant Kenny Gill of the Massachusetts State Police says they're becoming more and more of a commodity on the black market.
We're making larger seizures, I believe, than we have in the past.
They're just a click away on the internet, direct from overseas, delivered right to your own home.
How can a parent tell that their children, their teenager, is on steroids?
Steroids are practically the only drug where you can make the diagnosis of drug abuse by looking at the individual walking in the door.
Other ways to spot it: drastic mood changes, violent outbursts, excessive acne, and facial hair. These warning signs too late for Taylor Hooton, but these days you'll find his father on a crusade, educating anyone who will listen about the deadly dangers of being seduced by steroids.
To let the world know what this terrible drug did to our family so that nobody else has to go through what we've been through.
To learn more about steroids, log on to taylorhooton.org. There you'll find valuable information about how to talk with your kids, their coaches, and most importantly, educate yourself. And still to come tonight.
I actually wanted to drown myself.
Diagnosed with depression, given meds to feel better, but it could be a prescription for suicide. How to protect your teen. Stay with us.
Thanks to its overwhelming success last month, the 3-year 45,000-mile free scheduled maintenance offer from Mitsubishi Motors has been extended through June 30th. And as far as we know, Honda and Toyota's free scheduled maintenance offer still doesn't exist. Get 3 years, 45,000 miles free scheduled maintenance from Mitsubishi Motors when you buy a new Galant or Endeavor by June 30th. And as always, get a 10-year warranty on a car you actually want to drive. Only at Mitsubishi.
On United, a little loyalty can go a long way. In fact, it could get you all around the world if you fly 12 qualifying round trips. And if you want to stay closer to home, just fly 2 qualifying round trips and earn a regional domestic ticket. All flights must originate or terminate at Washington Dulles, Reagan, or BWI. Get started now. Register at united.com. United, it's time to fly.
What's that?
It's cool, huh?
Yeah. What are you gonna do with it?
Put it on our boat.
We bought a boat?
Huh? Oh, no. But we could.
Home equity lines, refinance loans, and personalized solutions for the people of Greater Boston. This is our territory. Eastern Bank.
Flowers have a language all their own.
Get the bubbles.
I'm getting the bubbles, Dad.
Did you didn't think I was cute?
Really sorry, I forgot.
How could you forget again?
I don't know, but I'm sorry.
How
don't take too much of her advice. You could put yourself in a place you don't want to be in.
Stapleton Floral. Flowers, gift baskets, and more. Exceptional quality at the best value. This Father's Day, order a unique gift basket made special for your father.
Take a knife, do whatever I can just to relieve the pain.
Cutting, ending my life the easy way.
I really wanted just to, like, take my breath and just, like, drown myself in my bathtub.
3 young people who have thought about it a lot, but never actually did it. Suicide. All 3 suffering from mental illness, claiming antidepressants that were supposed to make them feel better made their lives a living hell.
One night I just went completely AWOL and literally jumped, opened the door, and literally tried to take the seatbelt off and jump out of the car.
And how fast was the car going?
At least 70.
Jessica, suffering from severe chronic depression, her doctor prescribed a common antidepressant, Paxil.
3 days after I started taking it, put me in the hospital.
Jessica experienced severe tremors, chills, and suicidal thoughts. Her doctors immediately changed her dosage. That made things even worse.
And you believe this was a direct result of taking that antidepressant?
No question, because I had no thoughts of suicide before I went on the Paxil.
Wilfredo Acevedo may have been on a different medication, but just like Jessica, the trouble began right after he started taking the pills.
Do you think the meds heightened that sense of, I want to commit suicide?
Yes, I didn't think my life was going to go somewhere.
Even at the age of 10, Wilfredo knew he wanted to end it all.
Ending my life the easy way, jumping or like suffocation.
Similar feelings of despair from Chandra Watts. Now 16, she began taking Prozac just 2 years ago.
So how long after you started taking the Prozac did you start feeling these suicidal thoughts?
Probably about, like, 3 weeks after.
Chandra says she fell into such a state of hopelessness, she wanted to stop the pain permanently.
I actually wanted to drown myself.
3 young people, 3 similar stories, but a nationwide problem that's caused the Food and Drug Administration to issue this warning that antidepressants could, when given to teenagers, do the exact opposite of what they're intended to do.
What we need to find out is whether the treatment makes it worse, leaves it the same, makes it better.
And that is why FDA investigators are now hard at work trying to answer the question, do antidepressants lead teens to commit suicide, or is it the depression itself that causes kids to take their own lives?
In 25 separate studies, the FDA studied 4,000 children. Although none committed suicide, slightly more than 100 kids admitted they had suicidal thoughts. The drugs in question include Prozac, Paxil, Zoloft, Effexor, Celexa, Remeron, Lexapro, Luvox, Cerazone, and Wellbutrin. Doctors say each teen reacts differently, and the crucial times when they first start taking the antidepressants.
We want to be very cautious when we use these medicines, which are powerful, strong, and immensely helpful for most, but not all, people.
I know kids who have gotten arrested for stealing Tylenol at the local grocery store because they just wanted to end it.
Rena Cavallini heads the Parents Advocacy League of Worcester, connecting parents with children with mental health issues. Cavallini says parental involvement is crucial, but for some, like Chandra's dad, making heads and tails of depression and ways to treat it can be overwhelming.
You were putting your daughter on the antidepressants, but at the same time, you were really putting her in danger.
If I find the more educated you get about how the system is, the more opportunity it seems you have to have your voice to stop and say, wait a minute, I don't think this is right for my child.
Right now, Chandra's not taking any medication, but she says she still has her ups and downs.
Do you ever think you'll have those thoughts again?
I could, but I think I'll be prepared to talk to my parents.
Wilfredo, now off the medication, is helping other teens, warning them suicide is not the answer.
You don't want to leave, you don't want to die before anything good can happen to you. You know.
As for Jessica, she's just taking it day by day, now taking several medications. All of them, she says, seem to be working.
I take every day as it comes, and I take every day one step at a time. That's all I can do. I mean, every day is another day of life.
Still, lots of research needed to be done. Best advice for your teen: watch for mood swings and irritability, especially when they begin a medication. If there are problems, change the dosage or wean off of it. Check with your doctor. But whatever you do, don't abruptly end the medication. And of course, there are plenty of success stories with teens and antidepressants. If you'd like to see this story or the others we featured tonight, log on to our website, WB56.com. And if you have any story ideas on issues facing families these days, we'd like to hear from you. Send us an email, pmueller@tribune.com. That's all for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Good night.